Hmm.
All right, recording.
Let me get this
I
mic
got
out of
my
my
audio recording.
I got my
my
audio
audio,
recording.
my audio going.
Yes. And
And we're
one
here.
sec. And we're in it to win it. And let's go. What's up, y'all? Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Tawanda's Live Request. I'm happy to be here on the Zoom again. We have a special guest. We got Nick Chambers in the building. What up, Nick?
What's up, man?
We got a special guest here. I got Lord Afrixana, right?
What's shaking?
Afrixana.
What's shaking?
Not
Yeah, man.
not Afrixana, not Africana, not Africana.
That
It's
Afriana.
Africana. No, Lord Africana, our first musical guest. That's excellent. That's exciting for us. We haven't had that before.
Oh
How's it
man,
feel to
that's
be number
cool. That's
one?
cool. I'm good. I'm good about being the first. You know what I mean? I enjoy being the first of many.
Excellent, excellent,
I enjoy
excellent,
being the first
excellent.
of many, man. There's more to come.
There's
Believe
more
me.
to come. I just don't want people sending me their mixtapes. That's my biggest.
Listen. You might enjoy some of this music.
Oh, speaking of which, before I go on, this kid actually emailed me. His name was Beefy808, 16-year-old Russian producer.
Wait, you want you to spit some bars?
He was like, no, he was just like, yo, I know you do. He said, hey, I was on the internet. I saw you do music, and I hear some of my beats, and I was like, I don't make music, but like, if you're teenagers, you're making
That's
beats.
That's a chain letter, fam.
It's a chain letter. It's about stuff. I was like, bro, but if you're making beats, I'm like, you're a teenager. I'm going to support that.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point, I'll play one of his beats. Not right now, but like it'll happen.
We should play it during this podcast just to see if they slap.
Oh, we will. We will. We will. No, we will. We'll do this. Beefy 808. We will play your shit today. We'll come back to it.
808.
Yeah.
First of all, we're gonna have to discuss that
that name.
Position name. Yeah.
Hey, I'm assuming it's some Russian shit, bro.
I hope so.
All my 808s are beefy. That's how I make music.
Yeah, that hits, bro. That hits.
That's like the tag. All my 808s are beefy.
Yes. Oh man, it's weird. On one end, I low key do not like white presence in rap music, but on the other end, I love Europeans in rap music.
Interesting.
Like
so
when I see
like the grime scene, you talking?
Like grime, like not just grime. I mean, just like white Europeans. In fact, there's a white Russian producer who's like, I make rap beats in Russian. What? I'm like, what? You never see black people anywhere.
Hip hop is just an interesting thing because it's like, do you represent the heart of what it is? If you represent the heart of what it is, then it's like people are cool with it. But it's like if you are appropriating it for whatever means, that's so like I'm always curious. Is like, is it about the fact that somebody black or somebody white is doing it, or is it like the authenticity of it that bothers people?
I think it's authenticity because I do believe that like sometimes like I have heard some like black artists that I feel like you're appropriating a culture that you don't know.
So like, all right, so if you separate the color from it, if you separate the black from it, what is it about what is being appropriated? Like if they go ahead, I'm just curious.
I'm thinking the way I see it is like if you're talking about shit that you've like that's not you. That's not that you don't like, that you've never been through, feelings you never really felt. Like for example, anecdotally, I had a friend who I grew up with who like he started rapping and he was just rapping about like trapping and shooting people and stuff like that. And we were all just like, no, we met because your mom and my mom are friends.
Fam, I go to church with you, fam.
Yeah, exactly. Like your mom, like I know I hang out with you all the time.
Fam, I came to your baptism, fam. Chill.
Yeah, exactly, like, bro. Like
you didn't see it. I had the toolie tucked under my robe.
You didn't. Your mom had mad cars. You grew up well.
But I feel like, fam, you learned how to drive from your mama.
Exactly, bro. Like I remember, like I remember all the shit. I know all the shit. So it's just like I see stuff like that, and I'm just like, come on now, we can't lie and pretend like, oh, this is my shit. And then
there's black rappers that do that.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly
what I mean. So it's like, for me, it's like,
even that.
I try not to make it about the black and white thing because I'm like, the thing about hip hop for me, it's a skill set. Like, you know what I mean? These are like, when you really look at the beginning of hip hop, it was kids that like developed a skill set that other people weren't doing. Like, it was like graffiti artists, break dancers, like you're talking about beatboxers. Like, it was a skill set that other people couldn't do. So you was in school, like practicing your skill set. Like at that point, I'm sure there was like Spanish kids in the high school that was rapping. There was white kids in the school that was rapping. Like when did like, you know what I mean? When did like publicly we was just like, you know what? I'm uncomfortable with this. Like I get appropriation of the story of what, because that's what I'm saying. There's other
like Vanilla Ice was appropriate.
That's an appropriation.
Yeah, that's appropriation. Vanilla Ice being like, yo, because he came up in the
Mark
time.
Mark Wahlberg is also an appropriation.
All right. I'm from Boston. And
I'm from this area too.
Exactly. So you're from Western. So
I always respect the Wahlbergs. I always got to.
I do, but Mark Wahlberg. You have a point, because when Marky Mark came out with the Funky Bunch and shit, it was so hustle. He stopped rapping completely.
He knew, but he was. And then there's just some people I'm just like, some people that I'm also like, you watch them lean into hip hop to catch that extra couple dubs, like Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit. He leaned heavy into hip hop to try and get a couple extra bags before he went back to just rap, like straight rock music.
Well, I'll say this about Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit. There's a period of my time I lived in the suburbs, and when Fred Durst came out, it was
it was a thing.
It was a whole, but also what Fred Durst did though, that like I give him credit for, was just like, I remember it was the break stuff video, right? The break stuff video. Mm-hmm. It's like Fred Durst was one of the first white dudes I saw who had like Dr. Dre in the video. Snoop Dogg was in the video. Like he had the remix to Rollin'.
I agree.
At DMX, DMX Man. And it was like, he leaned in the sense of like, all right, this is real rap shit. He signed to Young Money right now.
What are you talking about?
Talking about what?
Fred Durst is signed to Young Money.
Hold on. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna Google.
He fucked Superhead.
I need to know.
He fucked Superhead, bro. Dog, Fred Durst is out here. Yo,
so he's about that life. He's about that rap.
When that red Yankees hat came, when that red with the blue Yankee, when that shit dropped the streets, I had that hat. Somebody stole it from my locker in 8th and 7th grade. I'll never forget that shit.
You said traumatized. I feel you, fam.
No, but it was like, I had that hat.
You took my hat.
I had a hat. I lived in like the suburbs, but there was like all the black kids in my school, and they were just like, "Yo, that hat is so dope. That hat is like the white kids didn't get it, but like everyone,
you don't even know who took it.
I know who took it.
Damn, you never confronted him, fam?
No, because like I think I know who took it because like I had a feeling, but it didn't hit me till like 3 years later.
Oh damn! You graduated. You couldn't even go back to it.
Like you ever have one of those memories where like something happened and you're like, wait, this is what I got to confront this person, but it's too late to care. So remember that time I lost that $1 and you helped me look for it? I know you took it. Like, that's not.
How terrible does it look? Like 20 years later, just be like, fam, I know you took my hat.
I know you took my hat. You got to give me a new one. It's like, what? I've changed my life. I've given my life to God.
Somewhere there's somebody taking off a red Yankees hat right now. Like,
he knows.
He knows.
He knows.
I know he knows.
All right, man. I gotta ask you. Moving on from appropriation, we're gonna talk about, because this is the first time I'm working with like an artist. So it's like I'm like trying to figure out how to approach this. But what might people know you from?
What might people know me from? So my most recent work was I worked on the Beyonce project, The Gift. I helped to write 2 songs on that project.
Oh.
Yeah, man. That was a blessing, man. That was God.
Damn. I don't want to ask. It's not getting too deep into that. But what was that like experience like for you? Like just working on something so big.
Crazy, like overwhelming, joyful. And it felt like it was strangely like I was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Like just the way everything lined up to even get there. And I feel like that's always the case. You know what I mean? When it's like something that big, it's like things line up a certain way.
Yes, exactly. I believe the same thing. I am a firm believer in that, like when big things happen in your life, it's because like they're supposed to. Like you, like especially when you're real and legitimate. Like when you work really hard and something big happens, a lot of us have imposter syndrome, like I don't belong here, but you worked really hard to get to this point.
I feel like you deserve everything you get, because you can either work hard at doing nothing or work hard at doing something. Yeah. So it's like, if you got nothing, you also are working hard at something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're working hard at not getting nothing.
Exactly. And it's also like, and I think we also we gotta frame failure in that as well, where some people are just like, oh, I got because I wasn't ready for it. It's like, nah, you were ready for it. It's just that like you were supposed to fail at the thing, and that's what it's what you're supposed to learn.
You're supposed to take that L.
Yeah, supposed to take that L, and you learn something from that L, because like the bigger the L you take, there might be a bigger lesson there.
Yeah, there's always. I think that's the point of. That's why I've never looked at L's the way people look at L's. Like, L's don't look like losses to me.
Oh yeah,
like they're really not. Yeah. Because how? They're only lost in perspective. You know what I mean? Like, if you really look at everything like as a lesson, like everything does teach you something. Period.
Everything. Exactly. And like for me personally, I remember like I realized this very recently, where I was working on something and somebody was just like, yeah, like I've seen you work so hard and so many things didn't work, and like, I've seen you take a lot. I was like, I don't think of my losses as losses. I never thought of that. I never thought like that. I don't think I've really taken a loss in years, but I think it's because of my mindset about that. Like, it's not that I haven't lost. It's like I just don't. I was like, oh, this didn't work. I'll try this instead. It's just like it's all part of one journey. So if I'm still on that journey, I haven't lost.
Like, I've lost things, like, you know what I mean? I've lost valuables, I've lost friends, and it's just like I've always been able to look at it. You know what I mean? Like, I just see like certain people get removed for a reason. You know what I mean? So no, it's not a loss. Or maybe you lost on some money, but you may be paying. I always look at it like paying like the ferryman like that bread, so you know the lesson. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you lose $60K doing some stupid stuff, like, you know, that's a $60,000 mistake. Like, that's you did this and this and this to get to that. So you always know, don't go that way, because that's what leads you to a $60,000 mistake.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
You know, so,
I get that. I feel that 100%. Right? It's just like everything has a price, and I think that, especially in art, you can't think. I think you can't think practically. We gotta see things as very much like we gotta believe in just like the process, and like let our like not as a constant, but let just like, you know, the real world insecurities and whatnot, just let that go and just follow what's in here, and then that'll guide you to the where you need to be.
Call it what it is. You gotta have faith. Like, you gotta be able to believe in something you cannot see.
Yes,
that's
you gotta take a leap of faith.
You literally gotta sit there and be like, you know what? It's, you know what it is, like, especially in music for us, it's like gambling. Like, right? Like, I always liken it to casinos, because like for us, we spend like a lot of time just putting money in a machine. Yeah. Like, every song you write is a penny in the machine, right? So you're writing a song today, I write 2 songs tomorrow. By the end of the week, I might write 6, 7 songs, because I'm always writing in my studio. So of that 6 or 7 songs, 1 song might make it on somebody's radar. Although it makes it on somebody's radar, doesn't mean it gets bought, doesn't mean it gets recorded, doesn't mean it gets released. It just means it gets on somebody's radar. So I had to be very comfortable in the beginning of pursuing a music career with everything, like not being attached to every song or not being attached to everything that I do. Because when I was hyper attached to things, what I started realizing is like I would take it more personal. You know what I mean? And then it would take me longer to reset. It would take me longer to get back to it.
Yeah. Because it would hurt, because like you're so attached to it, and it's just like, if it doesn't hit and now you hurt, like, well, fuck that. Right. Like, your pride.
It's like a school rejects one of your kids. Like,
I shit you not, that's what it is. Like, it's like you go into, like, I take like 16 hours to do a record, sometimes 32, sometimes 4 days. You know what I mean? Like, depending on what it feels like. But it's like, when you take that much time to do a song, and then you go into an office with an A&R and you play a song, and they're just like, yeah, it's not what we're looking for. Like, you know, like, imagine going to work for 7 days of the week, and then your boss like, yeah, I'm not paying you this week, fam.
Yo,
do well. Like, fam, what do you mean?
That's comedy. That's comedy in itself too.
It's just demoralizing,
bro. It is helpful, because like I work so hard on this stuff, and then now you have like an audition or something like that. Yeah. And you go, Or it's like, hey, I'm gonna pick. Like I remember last year, me and Nick were working on this show. We were gonna pitch this fucking game show. We had this whole idea. We spent mad time, on it. And we sent it over to this lady, and she was just like, "Yeah, I don't see how any of this is gonna work."
Like any of it?
I was like, "What?" Like,
the title?
So we have questions. Like, I don't see how this is gonna work. And I'm just like, "What?" Like, we put all this time into, but it's part of the process, bro. It's all part of.
Yeah. You truly have to fall in love with the process itself. Like, I enjoy every day making music. Like, that's my stress reliever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, whatever I'm going through, I find a way to write about it. And in doing so, like,
do you have a song? Do you have a song of yours right now that you've like made recently that you want to like play that you like a lot?
I can definitely play something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely play something right now. I hope it's not hard for you guys to hear. Let's see.
I mean, we'll figure it out because it's because usually what happens is like on the podcast we kind of are just like, hey, what's your favorite song? We play that shit. But now since you make music, we're like, let's play one of your songs. Fuck it. I mean, like because you create your own shit.
Okay, you know, can somebody play from their side? Is there anybody that can play?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll give you a SoundCloud link because this is a song that I wrote that was just like. Again, it's one of those things that I did for just like stress reliever. Like I was just in a moment, had a thought, and I was like, boom. So it was before my 33rd birthday. And I remember sitting there like because I always have a chip on my shoulder. That's how I keep going. So like the Leo in me kind of like looks for antagonists in my life. You know what I mean? So it's like I'll be at the grocery store and the dude don't bag my shit right. Like, you know what, fam? I got 16 for you, fam.
Yes.
like I sent you that. Like it keeps the engine going.
I took that first, to be honest.
That's why I felt like Jordan. Like
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Like, and you think about that last dance. It's like he has so many of those moments.
Oh, he's the angriest. He is like. I was talking to my homie about this yesterday.
The subliminally angriest person.
No. It's just subliminally like it's like there like people were like I was talking to my homie Andrew. Shout out to Andrew Durso. We're talking. He was just like, yeah, that last stand. It seemed like it was a puff piece for Jordan, and I was like, no, it's not. If you watch him, really, that dude is he's crazy.
He's a dick. He's like aggressive with it. Like,
he's evil.
Right.
Yeah, like
he heard all those stories that people had about him. He's like, yeah, we could put this out. That's fine.
Yeah. He's out though. He's out.
Let them know. Let them know I'm a dog.
That's not he didn't look good. Like when he said that story about what's it called? The one dude on the that rookie who scored on him. He shot like 30 or whatever, and like he's a good game. Like he tapped him on the shoulder or whatever, and he just made it up to just have. That's psychotic behavior,
bro. Like there was like two stories where he was like, "Oh, this dude got a rookie of the year. No, he got like rookie of the year over me. All right, we going. Oh no, it wasn't. It was an MVP. So he got an MVP over me. Oh, you think he's the most valuable player? I'm gonna show you the most valuable player." And he would just use it as motivation. And it's like, oh wait, he got the defensive rookie. He got defensive player of the year. All right, now he's the defensive player of the year 3 years in a row. Like he's just rude. Like that's how his mentality is.
Exactly. And it's like, and then like, you have to imagine living with that person.
Oh my god.
Okay,
I think about that a lot.
Y'all think he does this at like with other things? Like he'll go to Starbucks. He's like, "This is the best coffee I ever had." Okay.
Starts his own brand of coffee. Aromas.
You saw people wearing baggy pants. Oh, y'all think your pants are the baggiest?
I'll show you. Like, oh damn.
MC Hammer, you think you're running things? Watch this.
I'm telling you, like imagine being his kid.
Yeah, that's why his kids are low key like I don't want to say they're fucked up.
He had to pit his kids against each other. So
he did. Also, but it sucks because like
300 shit.
No, I think he because both his kids, both Marcus Jordan and his other son, I forget their names, but like they both play basketball. And I think they played with him. So everyone's like, oh, these are his sons. They're gonna be so good. But it's just like, no, they're not, because they have to play against Jordan every day, and he's not taking it easy. He's not taking it easy on you.
And just like not even just Jordan stuff. Like think about playing in the neighborhood, and your last name is Jordan. The kids know who you are. They must be
everyone's
like trying to bust you hard, bro. Like, like the kid who's like 5'10" in high school. He's like, you know what I mean? Like every play, like yo, why? Like I just came to shoot around, fam. Like
I'm trying to get him on me. But everyone's just hawking him. But also, I remember there's a clip or whatever. It's like a screenshot of a game in college. It's Marcus Jordan and his brother, and they scored 8 points combined. And
no.
Eric Gordon was playing against them. He I think he dropped like
Just torched
30.
him probably.
He dropped like 33. And it's just a picture of Jordan's face watching this, and he's so
disappointed probably. Yeah, like he's like infuriated.
Yeah, and now but the Suns are happier now. I think like Marcus has a museum dedicated to his dad's shoes.
I didn't really laugh. I was like, that's just a random career pivot.
but he's happy.
Not even his dad, just the shoes.
It's just shoes. But also, if you ever watch the Jordan Hall of Fame speech? That's like 30 minutes long, and it's just.
I still haven't. I'm not gonna.
My! It's it is again the craziest. It's the craziest shit because it's just 30 minutes of him being like, "Hey, so remember when I was in high school? I didn't get picked for my varsity team because this is somebody who's a much better fit. Well, I invited that guy here, and he's sitting right there.
Yo.
But then you go back to this. You go back to the story. You go back to the story, but what actually happened? He didn't get picked because he was 5'10".
Yeah.
The other guy, he's 5'10". Also, he was 5'10". He was a freshman. He's like either a freshman or a sophomore. And
he wasn't probably that cold yet. Like
he wasn't. Then like the next year, he grew 4 or 5 inches, and they were just like, "Oh, now we can put you on the team." But it's like the fact that he was like, "I brought that guy," and he's like, "Hey,"
like harboring it.
Yo.
Like 30-something years, bro.
And that's the biggest night, like one of the biggest nights of your career. You want to see with somebody you don't like.
No, then his kids are there. His kids are there, right? His kids are there, and he says to his kids, and
oh my gosh,
he was just like, I look at my sons and my daughter, and I just want to say, like, I can't imagine the pressure you feel to have to live in my shadow.
Yo, oh my gosh.
It's just I love him for it. I love that Jordan,
because you know what it is, like that it shows you the level of, like you said, like psychopathy that it takes to be that successful.
Yeah,
like, if that's what you want, it does take that. Like Kobe Bryant literally walked in the man's like footsteps in terms of like the way he played, the way he dominated. Like it was also that same, like, yo, they both have a quote. Remember the quote? What is it? It's like, there's no iron team. Yeah, but there's an iron win. And then what is Kobe's quote?
There's a me. There's no
me in that motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. And
I was that like, level.
Yeah, man. I love.
It takes that.
I love.
It
Kobe,
takes that,
bro.
It takes that. I'm sorry.
I love Kobe. I wish Kobe was still here.
Oh my God.
I wish Kobe was alive.
We're missing out on.
I wish Kobe was alive so we could watch the Lakers lose to the Celtics. That. Oh my God.
I'm over here thinking real sympathetic. I'm all like, no. As
a man, like I love everything Kobe stood for. I love that he was very aware of himself. I love how every major athlete of every different sport is just like, I have a Kobe story. He used to keep calling me. Like, I love what he made his legacy into. But as a player on the court, I fucking hated it. I hated everything about him because I'm from Boston and we're fucking crazy.
That's our arch nemesis.
Yes,
we already know what it is.
Did you send Nick that song?
Oh, Nick, I'm just gonna tell you to go to SoundCloud, search Lord Afrixana, and pull up Birthday Behavior.
Okay.
Oh, Birthday Behavior. All right, I was listening to Dorothy I listened to that a few times.
So the reason I picked Birthday Behavior because it has one of my favorite quotes from a film of all time at the beginning of it.
Let's play that shit.
Play that shit, Nick.
Also, we can because usually we have to talk over songs because we don't want to pay like.
You ain't got to pay me, so you good.
Exactly. So we can if you want, we can let this rock. We can like just. I feel this is different. Because just we were like, the song starts and it's like, yeah, so how do you feel about we're just barreling over the song.
Y'all hearing it?
Turn up a little more.
There it is.
Is that the 5 heartbeats?
Yes.
Yeah.
My favorite scene, bro.
What is scum?
Scum guzzling?
Is it just cum? Is scum just cum?
It has to be.
am the ruler, colder than a cooler, harder than a staring competition with Medusa. Word to my jeweler, boy about this time like a mule. No days off, call me Beulah. Chilling in the corner, resting my medulla, with a blood wetter than a barracuda. Why you always talking under breath, boy? Say you with your chest, ain't no stress. We ain't study, but we ready if they test. Now hold on, wait a minute, how you winning when you caught up and you willing, compromising your decisions, doing anything for money, cause it's harder being different. Boy, you tripping. Now get up on my lane before I hit you like an exit. Now that we can make a scene, you can come corrected. We ain't stressing, we can do it with discretion. Fuck over the fiend, you gon' talk when you protected. But when Mufasa dies, tell me who will lead the pride. And you be creative on the way to be the greatest. Will you be the name? They forgetting conversation. Will you stay committed when the bills are all delinquent and the funds are getting low, but you ain't even paid the interest? It's a promissory of that monetary gain. Till I'm dead and buried, we will eat the competition commissary. Cold-blooded, I be cooking like an old oven. Why they tryna give me half? They know they owe me all of it. No doubt it dirty, but they did it with no shame. Like a weighing on my brothers chasing highs, but in vain. It's extraordinary how you legendary when you sedentary like a secretary while I'm wilder than a thornberry. With a gap in my teeth, throwing bands. Hot damn, who you feel is really think a nigga am? I'm a man with a plan, you a stand, understand that we plug like the cable, so we got it on demand. It's me with the favors, birthday behavior. Pressure bring the blessings like a woman when she labors. Boy, I ride the floor like a gator. Bible with the manger, made in the image of my savior. Jungle call me Mowgli, South Central Ghana. Straight from my tongue to it's Lord Afrixana. Mama call me Nana, but you can call me Cheeto. I need all the dowry, giving y'all the cheat codes. But giving y'all the cheat codes.
And then Nick, play a little bit of Eden for me.
Giving y'all the cheat codes.
A little bit of Eden.
I like that.
A little bit of Eden. And yeah, that's birthday behavior.
Birthday behavior. I'm on SoundCloud right now. I'm actually on your SoundCloud right now.
Oh my gosh, it's weird.
All right.
I'm so weirded out by that.
It's
Like,
that's weird. That's weird as shit, bro. That is weird. Yeah.
Like when I see people follow me, I'm just like, oh god, I'm like they're watching me.
No, it's just a real feeling to be like, yeah, people actually like enjoy. People enjoy.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like I'm so in a bubble. Like I'm so in a bubble. Like especially like being from Mass. Like we're so in the corner of the United States. We're more isolated than we really like give ourselves credit for.
Exactly. We're hell isolated.
So you know what I mean? So because of that mentality and that thinking, like I don't even know it's really the impact until like I'm online and I'm just sitting there like searching one day, and I'm just like, oh my, like there's like 1,000 dance videos to a song. There's like 10,000 like quotes and pictures and people doing like it's just weird to me. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm just thinking about like where was I when I wrote it? I'm just like sitting in like you know what I mean, sitting in this random room. Like,
yeah.
And like I'm not in the context of where you guys think I was when I'm like
exactly. It's like when you create some shit, like when you're creating some shit, you're not thinking about the reach. You're just like, all right, I'm doing this. This is fine. This is cool. And somebody's just like, oh, I saw like some of you never met. It's like, oh, I've been following you for a while. You're just like, what? Shut up.
That always bugs me out. Yeah, like when people tell me it's like stories about like years ago. Because like my memory is terrible, so like people will come up to me and be like, "Yo, fam, like that poem you spit to me like 7 years ago, man." I'm like, which one? Because I don't remember near one of them. Like, but you know what I mean? Like, and for me at that time, that probably was like the dopest thing I could think to say. Like, you know what I mean? And like, and now where I'm at, I'm like, I don't even remember it. Like I literally don't, and it's just so bugged out to me, like how just like my creative process has worked over the years.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly, and it's weird because it's such a solo journey.
Yeah.
And then you realize that people were watching the entire way. Some people were watching the entire way.
Yeah.
Some people, it's just like, and I think what hit me, and this is, I was like, I have friends, yeah, but then I was just like, some people are, wait, you're a fan of mine? Like, what the fuck is, like, you're like.
And then it's weird because I want to be able to influence people in terms of just like, you know what I mean? Like I'm always here. I always want to help people. That's at the middle of everything. If you listen to a lot of my songs, it just sounds like advice. You know what I mean? Like I'm literally, that's all it is. They're just lessons I've learned and I'm just writing them down.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I mean?
I understand it completely.
So when I do records and I do songs, like that's the impact I want to, that's the level of influence I want to have. I don't want to be somebody where it's like, yo, you're looking at what I'm wearing and being like, yo, I want to dress like that. Like, I want to look fly, but like at the same time, like, I don't know how I feel about, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like,
It's
I
like, I
understand
want you to,
business, but I don't want people to idolize me.
Yeah. I
You
want
know
people
what I
to
mean?
just be like, look at me and be like, oh, word, I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate that, like, you took the time out to talk. I
Yeah.
appreciate that, like, you care, and I appreciate that, like, I appreciate that what you're doing for us. Thank you for making this. Thank you for helping me get through something. Thank you for this.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's all you want.
Yeah.
That's all you want. But I gotta ask,
Yes, sir.
what? Because now this is the hard part. Usually on the podcast, how it usually goes is we play your favorite song, and then we listen to it, and then I ask you what's going on in your life, and based off of your favorite song, I give you a song back. But this time we're gonna do it different because we play one of your songs, and now I'm gonna ask you what's going on, and I'm gonna try to pick out a song based off of your own music and your own. I'll try to find you a song.
Okay.
Where's that coming
My
from?
fire alarm going on?
Yeah, it is.
I don't know, but it's off. So.
All right, excellent. All right, so
they knew we were about to play some fire. That's
They was like,
exactly. All right.
the alarms.
So sitting here, all right, as I'm opening the title, as you can see, shout out to title. Now, I need you to tell me what's going on in your life, and I can find you a song for that.
So right now I'm working on my first official release as an artist. It's interesting because I've been working as an artist for like years. Like Nick knows, like since high school, since I was 4. You know, like it's like as creatives, we always think this year is gonna be the year. Like, no matter how old we are, like we always feel like this year is the year, man.
Oh, that really hurts. That
You
really...
feel me? It's like the most hilarious, bitter joke you could ever hear as a creative. He's like, yeah, you're 35 years deep. It's gonna be the one.
My year's coming up. It gotta be. It has to be. Please.
Please, I got no more left. Like, and the thing about it is, for me, is like some people reach, because I feel like you always get it when like you need it the most, and we don't realize like what people go through before they get to it, right? We don't realize like how much they kind of have to be stressed out to get to a point where they can appreciate what's going on. So when I see like people that break early, I kind of worry. I'm like, yo, what did they kind of go through before ever getting here? Like, you know what I mean? That's why I feel like certain artists like make the best artists, because it's like they go through some shit. You know what I mean? Before they get to the point where it's like, oh, like I can respect what he's saying because I know he went through that. So for me, like I feel like I had to, in order to be the type of artist that I wanted to be and that I needed to be, I had to go through a lot more shit than I thought I needed to. You know what I mean? I thought I knew who I was and what I was. Like, you were talking about your homeboy who, like, when he started rapping, like, he's just talking about guns and sliding on home. Like, that's me too. You know what I mean? Like, when I was, like, 15, like, if you listen to, like, my 15-year-old, 16 records, like, man, I was running up on dudes. Like, it's like I was running up on everybody in my lyrics. You know what I mean? And then the older I got and the more I always wanted to do it. I never wanted to quit it. But it had to be honest to me. So the older I got, the more the stories became personal, the more the stories became about me. And then when I learned how to sing, that's when it really became something that I could really express in a way that I couldn't express in rap. So then it just expounded the world for me in terms of like writing music, because I started out as a rapper, went to being a poet, jumped back into being a rapper, then became like a songwriter, then became a singer. So then it's like I'm getting this full scope of being able to utilize my voice in different ways. So now I feel like I'm ready to do a project, like a real project that I can be proud of and I can, you know, represent and really be honest about. So in doing that, and it kind of coinciding with this burst of kind of African energy that's existing right now, it's really a perfect time for me. Like it's the perfect storm for me particularly. Not necessarily for an artist, you know, or a writer like me. But honestly, it's like the perfect time for me as just a musician, as a person, as a dad, as all this stuff. Like, I'm at the perfect place for me. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm enjoying that. That's where I'm at, man.
All right. Thanks. That's that. I whittled it down to about 3 different songs.
Good. I was trying to give you enough.
You gave me a lot, and one thing you said was that, like, you said you're a father, which is important, and because the other songs I had, it was just like, you know, it's like some young boy shit, but we're gonna go this way because the artist journey, I think, is very like, it's scary. It's scary as shit. And I think that a lot of it is just like you're taking leaps of faith over and over, and you're diving off a cliff every year. This is my time. I'm gonna take this leap of faith. Another. And I think with that is something I realized is that, like, it's scary till you realize that those leaps of faith that you're taking, you're not falling that far anymore. It used to be like you're jumping and you're falling like 10 feet or whatever. But as you work in your career and the more you do, your leaps of faith, you're gonna get, like, if you fail, you get back to where you were before you did. So at the end of the day, it's like every time you leap, the fall isn't as harsh. That's how you know you're growing, because like the fall doesn't hurt you as much anymore. I was trying to think of a song that's like, that starts off, you know, scary and ominous, but then it works its way up to being confident. And I think this is a song I've listened to a lot lately. Nick, do me a favor. Find In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins.
Oh man, that's interesting. And I'll tell you why after. That's interesting.
Because the first half of the song, it's like it's
super dark,
It's super dark, but then like
and it's like boom, 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 boom.
And it's just like
opens up.
Yeah, that, and I think that to me is like, you know, the artist. That's when an artist breaks. Because you go through all this periods of self-doubt, and you're worried, and you feel it coming, and what you feel coming is that failure. And like you've been waiting to fail for, like it's gonna happen. I'm gonna lose everything. I can feel it coming, and then it's just like you've been waiting for this all
every time.
And then
I've really been waiting for this moment.
When it switches, you've been waiting. I've been waiting for this. This is it's a completely different moment.
It's interesting. Yeah, I'm laughing because like when I designed kind of like my brand, that was one of the archetypes is Phil Collins, Paul Simon, Andre 3K, and for us, like when we created that, it was like these were one of the songs we used to bring up. Like me and my management, we were like, "Yo, this is like one of those records where it's like the way, like you said, like the way it opens up, starts out ominous, and then boom." But turn that out, man.
And turn that out, because it's like we have to talk over this. If we don't talk over this,
true, sure.
I don't want him to kill us and then sing about it and see us in the crowd.
I can see them.
I don't want him to sue you. I don't want him to take us on charges and then you lose your studio. So
listen, at the end of the day, my studio's so simple.
Studio. Yeah, Phil Collins will take that shit.
He'll take it in the apartment.
But Phil Collins also, like, he's done some real nigga shit that is like remember he did that song with Bone Thugs and Harmony?
Yes. Take Me Home.
He was in the video.
He's in the video.
Phil Collins, the realest of the streets.
Oh my yo!
I love Busy Bone. Definitely. Those are my favorite collabs. Those are my favorite collabs, when it's just like,
when it's right though.
When it's
right,
something
that I'm like, but yeah, when it's right, it makes sense.
When musicians respect musicians,
when
artists respect artists, and be like, yo, we're talking about two different things, but like the energy is the same.
And
it's like, it's great. Like I think about, like, I like it in music videos as well. Like I watch, one of my favorite videos I've been watching a lot lately is the Dope Boy Fresh video by 3 6 Mafia.
I haven't seen that in a while.
If you watch it, it's just an homage to Being John Malkovich.
Oh.
Which is just, and if you watch, because you watch Being John Malkovich, which is on Netflix right now. You watch that, then watch the Dope Boy Fresh video. It's the exact same thing.
I'm about to pull it up now.
But
Now I want to watch.
But if you watch that shit, if you watch Me and Tom Malkovich, you're like DJ Paul and Juicy J and Crunchy Black watch this movie
And was like, yo.
and I'm like, yo, this shit is. It's like that.
You know who came up? It was definitely Crunchy Black that came up with it though.
Crunchy Black. I watched the DJ Vlad interview with him. It was great. Crunchy Black,
such a great personality, bro.
Yeah, great personality. Crazy, scares shit out of me. Here it comes.
Is it?
Yes, and that moment right there, that shit right there. I'm telling you, like, anytime when you're on your journey, and it's like, yo, this is your year, and I think it's just like, yeah, 2020 has been scary, it's been crazy, but yo, people have gone through worse, bro. You made it fucking worse. People succeeded during the Black Death, the Black Plague.
Bro. Like that's so crazy. Like no matter what, like it's just the scales tipping. That's it. Yeah. Like when one side is eating, another side might be starving.
Exactly. But like art can thrive. Art is one of those things where like it can thrive. It doesn't. Like, you can't.
Regardless. Yeah.
You can legit. Let's say if Phil Collins did decide like, yo, fuck it, I'm gonna press charges, and they took all of our shit. We could still make some shit. Like we're still gonna write jokes. You're still gonna write songs. You can't take the brain away, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Art is too malleable. It's too strong.
Mm-hmm. That's what my dad used to say.
Yeah, art is too strong, and I think that like, you can go like you can be broke, you can be rich, but like you can still make music. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
And I think,
like low key, those are the people that do make the music. Like, you know what I mean? Is the broke, the people that don't have, the people that don't got a lot. Like those are the ones that make the best art. Like, period.
Facts.
And we'll always
back to Boone. So I hope that I'm glad to see that in the air of the night. In the air of the night to you was very much like
yeah. My mom showed me that out like that. That was one of her favorite artists when I was growing up. Her with him and Celine Dion. So like,
Celine Dion is that's
man. Celine Dion had that sauce, man. A little Canadian lady she could sing, bro. She could sing, bro. Like you see her sing, like, damn, son, she coming for folks. Whitney back there, like, dang, man.
Yeah, Celine was great. Celine was fucking great.
I remember I used to see those. They would have like the VH1 divas. Yeah. I see Celine out there. I'm like,
pin them against each other.
And then she would perform. Okay.
Respect.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Aretha Franklin, and it's like Whitney Houston, Celine Dion.
Like what?
Like then Elton John. You're like, wait, what?
Wait,
it's the white.
Is that true?
Elton, I think I swear. I'll Google it. I'll Google it.
That's so disrespectful, though. But I get it.
Like, how do you make that call? Like, hey, Elton, we're having a celebration of women in music. Want to be on?
It's called Divas. I love it. I'll be there on Monday.
Oh wait, no, there's a sound check. Tina Turner and Elton John sound check. Divas Live.
Oh, that's what it is.
They did the bitches back.
Is that the real title of the song?
Yeah, it's called "Bitches Back." Yeah,
mm-hmm.
but Elton, but I'll say this: Elton too. Elton low key saved saved Eminem's career.
Yeah, that one move.
That one move.
Yeah, because he was under a lot of heat.
He was under so much heat, and then Elton was like, "I got it." Like Elton's like, he's making. I understand music.
I get it. I get it.
Elton John also was like. He was
kind of ratchet.
He was great, yo.
Like, let's be realistic. He was kind of ratchet. Like,
you want look at young Elton John. You're like, what the?
When you watch that movie,
he looked like he was going to a hair show.
Yeah,
at all times. At all times.
Yeah, I was like, that was it.
But yo, he was young with money.
Yeah.
Like, how do you not pay for your exploits? You know what I mean? Like, exactly. He was young with money.
And that type of shit though is like, well, that's why I do like Elton John, even Phil Collins or whatever, like who make music, who I can tell, like, yes, you were inspired by Black artists, but it's like that to me is not appropriation at all. Like Elton John type of niggas, it's like, oh, that's not. Like you can tell they pay they're paying homage and they understand their influences. They can openly say, like, even like John Lennon, right? John Lennon, I heard like look up to Chuck Berry like a lot.
Mm-hmm. That's my house,
like and that was like his idol, and it's kind of like I think sometimes artists, they don't perpetrate appropriation. I think the media around them.
Yeah, I think the fanship makes it an appropriation conversation.
Yeah, but I think like because like artists would be like, "What? Yeah, I fucking love
Yeah.
this art," but then the media would be like, "Check out the new sound that blah blah blah." Man, it's like, no, I like this person.
And then the crazy thing is, like, you go back and look at interviews, they're saying it, like, something, like, sometimes, like, especially when you look
Yeah,
at people like what's old boy from the Rolling Stones,
Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger,
Mhm.
and then you look at old boy from Aerosmith, like, they're, you know what I mean, there was moments where you see interviews like, yeah, like, I did a collaboration with these guys, like Aerosmith did a song with Run DMC.
yeah,
You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
and I'm sure, and this is at a time where it's like we're both trying to make it. You know what I mean? Rock isn't
exactly.
that big. Like, this isn't that big. So all right, let's marry the two. Like, listen, collaboration is key in this creative world. Like, for us, like, and I think that's what we're missing out on a lot is like group work.
Yes,
Like, we would do so much better with just group work.
exactly. I think it's also just like I think it's hard because again, like I'm not keep blaming like media and culture around it, but it's just so easy for things to like get lost in the sauce. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's just like, yeah, you have an artist that's so big and they collab with somebody, but then if the other artist gets so much bigger than them, like the media's gonna be drawn to that person. It's like they want like,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we as a society, we love this dialogue of just like this person is self-made and came from nothing. It's
The
not
underdog story.
underdog story. We're very we are the I in team. We are the me.
Mm-hmm.
We are a me in team.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like every artist you see is like, yeah, I came up by myself. I did this by myself. And even if the artist himself is like, no, I had help from this person and this person.
Mm-hmm.
That's like Jay-Z is an example, right? Hov is just like, they're like, oh, he did this all himself. It's like, no, he didn't.
Nah,
Jay,
there was a three-headed monster.
yeah. Also, he was a student of Big Daddy Kane. He used to
Mm-hmm.
rap with Big L. He spent a ton of time rapping with other people. Rockefeller
Mm-hmm.
was not. It was him and Dame and other people.
That was the last ditch effort.
Yeah, that
So you
was.
understand what Rockefeller was? Rockefeller was the last. It was like, yo, we're just gonna put up our own money because they're
Yeah.
trying to go this way and they're not letting us do it.
Mm-hmm. It's desperation. That's the shit. Like no one is self-made. You look at even like artists like Drake. Drake was like, Drake was rapping, but at the same time, Drake got signed by these people. He used to rap with this guy named Nicholas F. If you've never heard Nicholas F. Nicholas F.
Bro, I listened to the first mixtape from Drake.
Yeah,
Like, I was there.
Yeah, you're like, yeah. Oh, and also where Drake was rapping like Hove.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like it's very clear, and also I think Jake tries to be very clear. Like, yo, these are my
influences. Wayne and Drake. And
yeah.
Wayne and Jay.
Yeah, Wayne and Jay. But even beyond that, it's like Drake's always like, I'm gonna work with this artist or that artist, or this artist or that artist. And it's very clear. But then like the media is just like, look at this new sound Drake. Man, it's like, no, he didn't say that.
And the crazy thing is, like, if you look at like something a label like Motown, like everybody was writing for everybody. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like Marvin Gaye was writing songs, like Stevie Wonder was writing songs, like everybody was writing songs for everyone. So there was never a conversation of like, oh, they didn't write their joints, man. It's like it made it so much easier to collaborate because no one was concerned about who did what and who did, you know what I mean? Oh, he didn't write his own stuff. That's something that got introduced with hip hop. Where it's like the rhyming.
Yeah, but hip hop, like I think hip hop is still young in that regard. Where it's just like we're all very much everyone has to write their own shit. That's it. You can't ever. But it's like some people don't. Some people are better. Some people are better at making songs. Some people are better at being writers. And to say that you have to write and make your own shit is gonna stop a lot of careers, and that's not.
Yeah, and because I feel like the thing is at the end of the day, like the way music is really made, there's always somebody writing for somebody. Yeah. So it's like don't get it twisted. Like when you really look at your favorite records, like unless they were like and like those artists, it's not that they're few or far between, but it's like not everybody wrote their own stuff, especially when they were hit records. When you look at hit records, like the ones that made the most money that you remember and you loved on the radio, there's probably like 3-4 writers on that song.
Yeah, writers. Then you have the engineers.
You know what I mean? So it's like there's so many people on there. So it's like you gotta be smart about that. Like because you're right, you can stop a lot of careers that way.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's a whole industry. It's a business, and like, but that's the thing that sucks about art is that people who don't do art don't know that it's a business. They think it's just art. It's like no, it's bigger than that. It's like there's so many people who are trying to do things. and everyone's collabing and doing this and doing that. No one is self-made, and like to do everything by yourself, you're gonna sacrifice what you're actually the best at.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like whatever, you know what I mean, whatever you throw your love at that's what wherever you invest your time is where you invest your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's a quote, you know what I mean? I gotta give that to Mumford & Son. You know what I mean? That was a quote from them. But like when I heard it, I was like, yeah, wherever you put your attention, your love, your time, that's what you dedicating your life to. So if that's sitting on your phone, if that's going to work 9 to 5, like whatever that is, whatever you're spending your time.
Exactly. That's
who you are. Good. You are what you do.
Yeah. All right. So where do we go from here? That's not what I'm supposed to say on the podcast. Oh.
So where do we go from here?
I know what to say. Is my other segment where I want the song recommendation from you for something I'm going through.
Okay.
Basically, here is the issue that is I need a song for. You know, my birthday is coming in about a month. Yeah, it's about a month and a half. I'm gonna be 32, which is exciting. I'm at this point where, like, you know, 2020 has been a mixed bag, but I'm realizing more and more that like this has been a good year, a productive year for me. I've been like venturing off into doing new things. However, though, I am scared of that feeling we talked about earlier, where it's just like you create art and then it goes out into the world and you have to realize people are going to have to watch it and witness it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very like, that low key scares the shit out of me. Like sometimes like I like to create in a vacuum, in a bubble, as we said before. And it's like, I'm like, wait, people saw that? And I'm like, oh my God, no, I don't want people to see this shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to get over that and just embrace it, because the path that I'm on, I think that I can do bigger and better things, and I have the potential to do bigger and better things, and I just gotta not be scary. So I'm trying not to be scary.
Trying not to be scary. Okay. See, there's a couple songs that come to mind for me, because like the way I wouldn't even prescribe a song for the situation, I would prescribe a song like most doctors do for the symptoms. So it's like, you know what I mean? So for me, like because you're scared, I would do a song that would calm you down. You know what I mean? So like the record that always kind of like, and this is one of the first records that made me want to do music, because it's just a really cool, chill, calming song. Like I shit you not, I don't know what it is about this record, but it's Talib Kweli and High Tech, and it's called The Blast.
I know The Blast, word.
It's like something about that video and people jazz dancing in the rain. It's meditative.
Man, Talib was so good before he got on Twitter, dog. And then like got on Twitter and just kept like he started arguing with everybody. It's just like some people like Twitter, like social media is like a drug.
It's not meant for everybody.
Social media ruins people's lives.
It does. And different people do different things because of social media. Like, you know what I mean? Like for somebody, it might be the motivating factor. For somebody else, it might be the insecurity factor. For somebody else, like it might be their money maker. Like everybody has a different way to take from it. So like that's what makes it so addictive, because it's just it's so general. Like, you know what I mean? Like anybody can take anything from it.
Yeah. I was thinking about it this morning. I was just like, social media is kind of like, I remember back in the day, you go to lunch at school, right? You had like the table for the cool kids, for like the jocks, the table for all like the hot girls, then like the nerdy kids. They are the tables and shit. And now with social media, everyone's sitting at the same table and everyone's having overlapping conversations. And we're hearing and seeing shit we're not supposed to be hearing and seeing.
At times we're not supposed to be hearing and seeing it.
Yeah,
right?
so it's like yes. So if a jock tells a joke to a jock, that's supposed to be between them. But now it's just like the jock says that shit, and the nerdy kids are hearing that shit, and they're like, "Hey, you can't say that," and vice versa. The nerdy kid might say some shit, and the black people might hear like, "What the fuck?" You like? It's like
what's gonna happen is like it's gonna be like coffee. Like you put enough cream in it, and it's just gonna be it's gonna be milk. Like, you know what I mean? It's gonna
Yeah.
at some point, it's just gonna be one bland thing. Like I remember I saw an news article that like showed what in like I feel like it's like a 200, 300 more generations what everyone's gonna look like.
Yeah, we're all
And
beige,
it's like,
right?
yeah, we're like all beige essentially because we just have mixed so much. It's just like, all right, well, it's just a bunch of mulattoes running around.
What degree do you have to make up beige people? Like what
How
school
much
do you
percentage
go?
points?
Exactly. I want to see that person's resume.
Low key, when they say that shit, when they say we're all gonna be beige or shit like that, I really feel like that's just like it's definitely like a white scientist saying that because I feel like the white scientist being like, "Hey guys, don't worry, we're still gonna have some semblance. No, we're not gonna be fucking beige, nigga. No, we're not gonna be. We're gonna be like we're gonna be darker than that.
We're definitely gonna be darker than that because Africa's gonna be a bigger population.
We're gonna be like, what's it called? Like toffee colored or like butter. We're gonna be like.
Like Werther's original.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna be darker. We're gonna have all the best features of all the races.
That's gonna be crazy.
We're gonna have
it's like the purest form of human.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
At some point.
Yo, because if you look at evolution and shit and races and shit, and it's like you see like Asian people have like. They have their eyes are like that because it's so windy in Asia, so now it helps them see better than that. Or niggas have curly coarse hair because
the sun,
yes. And it's just like everyone it's like we're all
your body's gonna grow to protect you,
yeah, your body's gonna grow to protect you. So now you combine all that shit. We're gonna be like
you're superhuman.
We're gonna be superhuman, but or it's like
you can walk it, or is it gonna be weak?
Or we're gonna be like, you ever watch what was it, the Wolverine Origins movie?
Origin story, yeah.
Yeah, you remember like how Deadpool looked in that shit, and they gave him like he just looked like a monster. Like that could be us too. Maybe not just to have all that.
No one man should have all that culture.
Exactly. Too much.
Too many nationalities in him. No. That is so wild though. Like I'm just thinking about that. Like that could possibly be it.
What about I'm thinking about the last white person.
They pin him down.
Like no, everything that's I think that's really a lot of this. Like you see all the survival horror, like zombie movies and shit, like the Omega Man. If that at the end of the day, or Planet of the Apes, that's the fear. Like I think deep down, like all these white people.
What happens when there are no more white people?
It's just one left. They're all so scared, and I think and part of us is like, oh my God, that's ridiculous. But at the same time, like, yo, you should be scared. You should be scared, bro. The last white person should be fucking terrified.
The last colony of white folks that live in a mountain somewhere.
They're just going through their online, like deleting tweets and stuff. Like, oh man, I gotta get rid of this before they find us.
Yeah, it's also they're all freaking out, and it's like now the world's just not designed for them. Now it's just like the sun is
when white privilege disappears.
The sun is the ozone layer is gone. So it's like melanin you need. Like if you walk outside for a second, like you burn. Like it's just like all that shit's crazy. All the food has spices in it all the time.
Everything's seasoned.
Everything's seasoned. Like everything is fucking super seasoned.
What happens when there's no manager to call?
Exactly. It's like it's like all the minority traits start taking over. So now it's just like what you call malaria is super deadly, but everyone has sickle cell because everyone's black. So it's just like you can't. It's like after Earth. It's like after Earth.
Do you understand? That's the Jordan Peele edition.
Right,
like that's definitely the Jordan Peele edition of like what happens when all the white folks disappear.
When there's one left, there's one left, and it's like for some reason everybody wants to fuck. Everybody wants to fuck it. Like I have to fuck. Everyone's fuck them. I have to fuck.
I'm mad you called it it.
Yeah, I'm mad. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. I apologize. But everyone wants to fuck them. Like I have to put. Because
the show's about to get shut down.
Nah, that's the truth. I really feel like the last white person, the last one.
Gonna be a unicorn.
It's gonna be that sounds like a horrifying existence.
Yeah, that's terrifying actually.
I think that's what keeps like Tucker Carlson up at like
Imagine being like the last slave, like it's like the equivalent of being like the last slave left.
the last slave because they didn't find out, they didn't get the memo until like
they didn't find out. Like, you're the last one like getting whipped the night before.
And you're like, what the fuck?
Like,
they would only
sing.
They always sang the first 2 verses of the spiritual. They didn't sing the last one with the plant.
Yeah. or
Nobody told me.
Maybe they're singing like call and response, and they realize that nobody was responding.
Out here working. Hello?
Where is everybody?
Where is it?
So quiet out here today.
Hey, Nessa,
So I gotta pick all this kind by myself? I'm confused. Hold on. Do I just do my field or?
Did everyone transfer or did I get drafted? What's happening?
What's going on? Did I get drafted?
Is this hell? Is this what hell is like? Did I
like, you die and go back to a plantation? Like, but you're by yourself. Now you got to pick the whole field by yourself.
Oh,
I really feel like we just like we alienated like, white people.
So many people.
I feel uncomfortable now. It's like we're talking about like this is the last slave.
Just trying to balance out the scales, man. Make sure
I want to keep going, but I don't want to say like the last Hispanic or last Asian or anything. Because then that board is on like offensive.
Now it's offensive. Hold on, talk about it.
Because we talk about the last white person. It's like, oh yeah, like white people technically like you can like kind of punch down because like we have all that shit but then talk about the last black person. It's like, all right, we all can talk because we're black. When you talk about other races and stuff like that, like I don't know I don't want to say anything that's too stereotypical or I'd be offensive.
All right, so we could talk about Professor Xavier Magneto but not Wolverine. I understand.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk about Wolverine behind his back. I feel you. You're right.
Yeah, Wolverine's been through too much.
Wolverine's been through it.
Wolverine's been through it. Fuck.
I always wonder which X-Men has the worst origin story, man. I always wondered that.
Which one has the worst origin story?
Like in terms of just like that's a tough way to start your hero journey.
Magneto has one of the
Magneto's
is pretty bad. Magneto's is really bad.
It's pretty up there.
Yeah, it's like
your wife and your children. Yeah.
Your parents. Yeah, you live through the
Holocaust. It's like
to go through a second one.
Yeah, it's like you see his, you're like, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I understand why you're upset.
They should make a Magneto movie. It's about his origin.
Yeah, that would be actually kind of hard.
It'd be kind of hard, but also it's like because it's like all right, because we did the Joker, and the Joker movie I liked it. It was good, but it was just like. It gave voice to like the sad
you had some compassion for him.
Yeah, compassion, but it's like no, Magneto needs compassion.
Yeah,
plus
he had legitimate experience.
Yeah, exactly. Plus also like a lot like I think it was 2/3 of young adults don't know what the Holocaust is
at this point. Yeah,
so it's like
you gotta understand like the further you go.
Yeah, but Magneto, I think the Magneto origin story would probably help. But then again, I don't know how much of that. Like, people, that's not real. Magneto was there. It's like
people start thinking that the X-Men is like a historical
account.
It's like part of your curriculum. Turn to page Jubilee in your books, please. You're gonna learn about.
Yes. Oh man, the X-Men, just like how that's so like it's weird to see racist X-Men fans.
No, not racist in what way though?
They're like because they get mad. Like first of all, for example, Apocalypse, right? Not Apocalypse. What's his name? Is that Apocalypse? Is that his name?
Which one?
The mutant, like a super, like the big bad. He's a black guy.
Oh,
like he's from Egypt.
Oh, they whitewashed that.
They whitewash. It's like okay, you whitewash that shit, and then it's on top of that. But you look at X-Men and shit. X-Men is famously based off what's called Professor X and Magneto based off MLK and Malcolm X.
Yeah.
And then you look at the mutant struggle. You look at the signs people carry.
It's you know what it is too. If you look at the origin story of like you ever seen there's a black like I don't want to call it a Marvel series. I forgot the name of the comic book series where if you look at their origin stories, the hell is similar. Like in terms of like where they're pulling their stories from. You know what I mean? Like,
I know, I do know that Stan Lee tried to work hard to do that and be like, hey, if I make stories about like black heroes and stuff like that, I can teach you about racism, but people like just lost it. People lost that.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's like, but it is. I think the X-Men like tried. You know what I'm saying? And then shit kind of.
Why would there no like besides Storm? There was no other like real black X-Men.
Oh,
like,
there's Bishop.
But when did he come in? Was he in the beginning?
No, Bishop came in. I think Bishop came in later. Like he was like from the future. He was later. I like Bishop, but like Bishop was the funny shit about Bishop though is his hair. Like I think somebody pointed out to me because I was laughing at his hair. Somebody was like, yeah, like the artist who were drawing the comic didn't fully understand like black,
coarse black hair.
So like if you look at Bishop's hair. It's so wavy, bro. He has like Angela Bassett hair. I swear. What? I mean, he has dreads now. They gave him dreads now. Like, all right, we get him dreads. But like, let me go Bishop X-Men animated series. If you look at an animated series, it is ridiculous.
I'm about to pull it up on the Disney
I'm pulling up right now. Hold on, I got a good picture.
Oh my goodness. Hold on, I'm putting it on here now.
I do that, yeah. But yeah, it's just like just go through the different Bishop's hairs. Look at him, bro. He had that wet and wavy, bro. His hair was fucking laid.
He looked like Snoop and Bones. What was it, Bones?
And Bones. And he looks like Snoop in Baby Boy.
In Baby Boy, bro, with the angry goatee,
bro. But look at him, bro. He was like his shit was so wavy.
Wait, what is this picture all the way to the left? Just go back up, Nick. Go back up. No, one more. The yellow top. What is that?
A Spice Girl? Yeah, it's obvious.
The yellow and orange top on the left.
This one, yeah.
Yeah, that one. What's he wearing?
Wearing a shirt that says Spice Girls.
I'm dead.
I didn't do that. Yeah. But look at it. He was.
Are those Yeezys he's wearing? What are those?
Probably it's from the future.
Vintage in his time frame.
Yeah.
This is the vintage Yeezys, circa 2020.
But look at him. Look at his shit, bro. Look at Bishop's whole. He's just mad wavy.
Bruh, that S curled down.
One of my favorite X-Men animated series episodes, Bishop comes back and he's talking about like, yo, we need to take out Nimrod or whatever.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And then they go back to the 60s and Wolverine and Storm walk into like a restaurant. Like, you can't be in here. They're like, what? You get out. And it's like, oh shit, they hate mutants now. And they're like, dude, we don't want your kind. And he's like, wait, oh, you still hate black people? And the way Storm says it is so like she's
so y'all are late.
Like you still hate black people. And I just remember that moment of just being like, that was the first time on TV I had ever heard like a black person be flippant. Like, you're still racist, really? Like,
are you serious? That's the thing.
That's still a thing. And I was just like, yo, that was so cool.
And that's X-Men.
X-Men was great.
But also Storm went back in time and didn't realize like
that she was going back to the 60s.
Yeah.
They might be a little sensitive to things like this.
Storm also had power. Storm had power. Also, this is why I think you talk about racism and you talk about X-Men and why it's the racist. Angela Bassett should have played Storm 1,000 times.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Why'd you put Halle Berry in that spot? Because we know about Storm controls the weather, and when Storm controls the weather, she speaks like Storm is also she's like either second or third in command. She's up there.
Mm-hmm.
But in the movies, they always like, oh, this is Storm. She can make shit rain sometimes. This is like,
no, she's like, yeah, you're right. It's like her and Wolverine. Like,
her and Wolverine. Yeah. Like, yeah, they fall behind Cyclops because Cyclops in the comic book, Cyclops is a real ass nigga.
Yeah, like Cyclops go through at all times.
Yeah, Cyclops is great. Cyclops is like he's a leader. There's a reason that Wolverine sits back and falls back and listens to Cyclops.
Mm-hmm.
But in the movies, in the show, they made him look such a fucking bitch boy. Where it's just like,
yeah, they did. They made Wolverine look like the boss because that's they going on off of like greetings. It's like, oh, Wolverine's a favorite character, so we're gonna go with him.
But Wolverine is also
like story.
Wolverine is also like Wolverine is an old man,
mm-hmm.
and the X-Men are all like young adults, teenagers.
Right.
And he was like, yeah.
I need to know every ward that Wolverine fought in and which side he was on. That's I want to know. Because he's been around.
He's been around
enough time.
He's been around way too fucking long, bro. But
he can't die.
He died in Logan. Spoiler alert.
He dies
in Logan, yeah. And
he'll be back.
I think he's back. Like comic books are weird, but like
did
you ever read Old Man Logan? Like the actual comic? It's literally one of the best comics ever. It's because it's basically just like it tells a future where pretty much every hero is like dead. And Logan, it's just him and some other people. It's him.
So
and
he's the last white person.
Yeah, kind of but now it's like he's aging. You know, like his healing isn't working that well, and like if the person is like
got arthritis.
Yeah, he's fucked up, and then he has to walk through different territories that are run by different villains. One of the territories is run by the Hulk, and because the Hulk in every story just goes crazy at some point.
Yeah,
but the Hulk goes crazy, and him and She-Hulk get together, and they have kids.
Bunch of Hulk babies.
Yeah, but they're a bunch of Hulk babies, and like they're all like incestuous and stuff. Like these weird, like inbred, like Hulk babies. And he has to fight. He has to fight Bruce Banner, who's still the Hulk, and Bruce Banner like legit eats Wolverine, and Wolverine heals himself in his body and like cuts himself out. It's fucking crazy.
That's kind of gangster.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. The story is fucking crazy. There are some great comic book stories, yo.
Marvel's lazy, fam.
How
do you not pick that scene?
Because they can't. Wolverine also has a bisexual son.
I know he has a bunch of kids.
No, but one of them, he has a son that has some of his powers, and the son is like kind of fucked up. But the son is like, but I don't think Marvel's lazy. I think it's just like you can't. There's some things you just can't put on. Like they don't know how to put this on TV for them.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, everyone,
it's the masses.
Yeah, exactly. If you're a comic book fan, yes, I will like to see this. But if you're like just a casual fan, you're not gonna know what the fuck is going on. Right. That's why you watch like all these comic book movies. It's always kind of just like this isn't the whole story, but it's like, enough of it so you can feel. But like Batman vs Superman, the actual in the comic book or whatever, it's fucking crazy because it's like Batman beat Superman, but he's just like, well, Batman also in the comic book, he kind of starts the alt-right, which is like, it's a weird thing, but it makes sense. But like Superman is like,
come on,
like because they're like it's basically in that story. Batman, I think is like he retired for a while and he comes back, he's like old and shit. But then when he comes back, there's this new gang called Mutants, and the Mutants don't care about nothing; they just kill people and shit like that. So the Batman beats up the head of the Mutants. And then all the gang, that whole gang is just like, no, we follow you now. And then simultaneously while this is happening, this is during the 80s. So Ronald Reagan, Superman basically is a government. He works for the government. He's a government weapon. And he's fighting against the Soviets. And then the Soviets try to drop a nuke in America. And Superman saves the day. But he shuts off all the power. So all these fucking Batman vigilantes like, this is our time to take over. And Batman's like, no. You're going to follow my way. She takes these crazy, angry white people, these crazy, angry white dudes, and they become his army.
Sounds like Trump to me.
Yeah, but then Superman is just like, hey, yo, Batman, you're doing too much. Like, the government is like this. Batman's like, oh, you want to take me down? You got to take me down. So they actually have a fight, and Batman shoots, what's called Hawkeye, shoots an arrow at Superman. Superman grabs it, but then the arrow explodes kryptonite dust into his nose, and Batman is just like, I did this. I could have killed you, but I did this to prove I could beat you. Now stay out of my way.
See, that's another petty nigga. That's that Jordan shit.
Batman is fucking. No, Batman is crazy. No, Batman is
pretty tapped.
That's the thing about all these heroes. All these heroes are fucking crazy.
Yeah, the best ones are tapped.
Yeah, they're tapped. But like you can't say that on like in a movie. You can't show that in a movie. You can't show Batman, Bruce Wayne paying off prostitutes to pretend to be on his dick.
True story.
You can't show him drinking fake wine, pretending to be drunk. You can't show like the lengths, or like you can't show like fucking what's it called, Clark Kent doing like the amount of crazy shit Clark Kent has to do to maintain his identity.
First of all, I'm mad that nobody can understand that he just took off his glasses. Like,
no, because that's important. That's important. That's a very important distinction. Christopher Reeves actually does. There's a famous scene, I think in Superman 1 or 2, where actually like Christopher Reeves, he's the best Superman because he understood the psychology of it, where it's just like it's because of the body language and all this stuff. Like there's a scene where like he's like, all right, he wants to tell Lois that he's Superman, right? So he's standing in this room, and he takes his glasses off. And you see him just change his whole body language and do all this stuff. And you see he becomes like 2 inches taller. And it's like he becomes, but it's like, because the thing about Clark Kent is like he might look like Superman, but he's just like nervous and sloppy and awkward.
So you would just never think that.
You never think. If you watch,
like if you're at Walmart or something, you're not gonna be like, man, you're gonna be like, he looks like Superman.
Yeah, but
he can't be Superman.
Exactly. What you call it? Like there's a movie called All-Star Superman, right? I recommend it if you ever can watch it. There's a part where like he's walking and he's like walking with all these papers in his hand, and his glasses are askew, and then like he sees this, I think he sees like a part of a building about to fall on this guy, and he trips and bumps into the guy to push him out of the way
instead of actually.
And the guy's like, "Hey, watch where you're going." He's like, "Oh, sorry," and like it's just that little scene. Like, it's so like. He
just to maintain the identity.
And think about how crazy that is. Think about all the bullshit he has to deal with every fucking day.
Yeah, like when he knows he can take care of and do, but he's like, "Damn, I got to do this like human."
You got to pretend to be late to work, even though he could be there.
Clark, I guarantee he's been robbed. He's been robbed at least like 3 times.
He's just there like, come on, man.
Come on, guys, come on.
He has to give him his shit. He has to give up all his shit. Like, I could burn.
I could laser you.
I could burn a whole hole through your fucking head.
They punch him in the face. He gotta pretend.
You gotta eat it.
My eye.
Yes. He has to sell it like fucking Shawn Michaels. Like,
Stupid man, the first WWF wrestler.
Exactly. All right, this is divulged way beyond music. But it's really funny. But yo, thank you, man, for being on the show. Man, that was good. What's your SoundCloud link so everybody can know?
SoundCloud / Lord Afrixana. All my social media is Lord Afrixana. So Twitter, Instagram, at Lord Afrixana. That is LORDAFRIXANA. And
all right, man. You have a song you want to play us out to?
We'll play Eden. Let's play
Eden one time. Yeah,
and we'll head out. Oh man, I'm glad you have there it is. It's a nice one to end on.
Trust issues and a lot of money got these young boys acting hella ugly. I was playing Dougie till it wasn't funny. Let me fall like Humpty cause I stood for something, but it's all good. It's all good. The ones that made it are the ones that matter, so it's all good. We need vindication from the complications that we steady facing like a blunt. Yeah, when the money coming and the numbers running, everybody gunning for your pieces. The ones that love you when you out in public, but behind doors they will turn like a key. Now the ones I used to call enemies look up to me. Yeah, keep it frank, you don't really love me. All the swim good when your water's muddy. Yeah, I took my shit throwing dirt and digging graves. Learn my lessons, got some blessings along the way. Ain't it funny how the money make them change? Ain't it funny when the money make them change? Jealousy and pride all up for the game. Loyalty is lost when the money's gained. Born and raised in a darker way. Ain't no shade, we just melanin strong. On the edge, but what you expect? Been dodging them since before I could count. Can't believe you would find a reason to stick your nose where it doesn't belong. Tell the infidels they should tread well in this jungle with a spear drum. Snakes in my garden. Who let these snakes in my garden? My garden. Who let the snakes in my garden? Who let these snakes in my garden? My garden. Who let the snakes in my garden?
Yes, sir. I want to thank y'all for real for the opportunity, man. It was good. It was good getting on with y'all, man.
Thank you, thank you for being the first musical guest. We talked about. I also like we gotta talk about a lot of shit, and it's also just like, it's a nice reminder that like, because usually we have comics on because we can riff and talk shit with comics.
Mm-hmm.
And it was nice to riff and talk shit with somebody that's not a comedian. So it's just like, I appreciate that, bro. Thank you for being on the show. Everyone who listened in, thank you guys so much for listening in. Till next time, guys. Peace.